Hey guys, welcome back to the Hez Project. I'm John Ordalaza, and WandaVision has finally wrapped up. We are at the end, the season finale. That's the name of the episode as well. Let's get into it. This is a spoiler-filled review. If you have not seen WandaVision or if you're not caught up, please designate yourself to my spoiler-free review of season 1 and the entire show overall, because that's safe. Here, we're talking nerdy shit. This episode picks up right where the last one left off, with Agatha Harkness out on the street holding Billy and Tommy by like magic threads, like choking them basically, and it just cuts right into a fight with Agatha and Wanda. They start doing their magic thing, and the kids are locked inside the house so they're safe away from Agatha. And then the white vision we saw in the last post-credits scene of the last episode comes into the Hex, goes right up to Wanda. Wanda realizes it's him. She's like, "Is this you?" And he's like, "Wanda." And he sounds robotic. He sounds a little bit like Ultron, just a little bit. It's not James Spader's voice. It's definitely Paul Bettany, but it's like the effect that they put on the audio for Paul Bettany's voice is very reminiscent to Ultron. And he started squeezing her head. I really thought he was about to pop her like a zit right there. Vision taking out White Vision, destroying the concrete as they're flying, was very reminiscent to Man of Steel's scene when Superman took out Zod after he threatened his mother. Like, it was very similar, and I really appreciated that. So then we get another fight with Vision and White Vision happen somewhere else. They're literally going all over the place. It's insane. And then of course, we get Wanda and Agatha. And as I alluded to in my spoiler-free review, I said something went on just a little bit too long for my liking, and I thought it dragged just a little bit. I was talking about the fight with Wanda and Agatha. As cool as it was, I think it was just a little too long. It dragged just a little bit for me. For me personally, it did. And they did deviate a little bit. They stopped fighting for just a little bit. Wanda was encountering all of the cast members from her show, and one of them said, just let us die, it'd be better. And like, though, it was some dark stuff, dude. The physical toll that these people will carry now after this episode, like, it's beyond me. If they ever see Wanda ever again, you know they hate her now. No matter what she tries to tell them, they hate her because she did that to them. And then we cut back to Agatha's house, I believe. You see Monica inside a room, and she's inside the room with Pietro, the fake Pietro. And we find out he's Ralph. Boner. Yes, she pulls up a picture of Pietro, and it says Ralph Bo with an H, ner. And he just looks back at her and says, boner. Oh man. Monica then tackles down Ralph, and that's pretty much it. Like, he says, "Oh, this is hot," and then it just cuts away. We see Monica again, but we don't see fake Pietro or Ralph ever again. Like, this is the last time we see of him. So that was kind of disappointing, but again, I'm mature. I'm able to realize that probably has nothing to do with the core story of WandaVision, and they just didn't have time. They didn't want to answer that question right now. That's something we'll probably get an answer to in Spider-Man 3 or Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, because we know WandaVision is somehow going to be connected to the two. At least we know Spider-Man's connected to Doctor Strange, Wanda's connected to Doctor Strange, so it's all connected, guys. Boner. This was probably one of my favorite scenes of the entire episode. We see Vision and White Vision come to a stalemate, and they start conversing. He says something about the study of the part separating, and yeah, I don't know what the hell he said, but the cool thing about this scene was that he was able to get this monstrous White Vision to reason. And that was the cool thing, because I'm glad they didn't just absolutely demolish the insides of this AI that is the original Vision's body. They pretty much kept him intact, just, gave him like a weird protocol to destroy the Vision. And he basically said, like, the Hex Vision basically said, he's not a true Vision, you are true Vision. And then he basically wakes this body, and the White Vision gets all the memories back of the Vision we all know and love from the movies. From Iron Man 1 all the way up to his death in Infinity War. The White Vision is now True Vision. And everybody thought, at least I thought as well, that they were going to merge and become the True Vision, but that it didn't really make much sense since this Hex Vision is a byproduct of the Hex. And the Hex is gone in this episode. Yes, Wanda tries to destroy the Hex in this episode, but she chooses her family in that scene. And then all of the sword agents, I believe, start coming towards them. You see the kids finally got out of the house. So the kids and Hex Vision and Wanda, they're all standing in their freaking Incredibles pose. It was so cool to see that. I thought it was really cool. And then, of course, you see Speed using his powers to take all of the guns and disable all of their weapons. Monica slides in to take a bullet for the one who's Wiccan, but he catches a bullet with his powers because he's got, like, telekinesis. It's a super-powered family, let me tell you that. I'm excited to see the Incredibles come to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because that's basically what this is. After that, Wanda goes right back into the sky and starts battling Agatha again, and again, that's what I'm saying. It went on too much, in my opinion. I felt like if they had their fight a little more coherent and condensed, it would have been a little bit more appealing. Wanda tricks Agatha into giving her powers so that she could have the power of the Scarlet Witch. And I really like how the Scarlet Witch is kind of like the Phoenix Force of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's kind of being used in that sense. It's a power, not necessarily just a name for Wanda, like her superhero name. And just when we thought Wanda gave up all of her powers to Agatha, we see two big symbols on the side of the Hex, and one of them looks like pi. She put a pi hex on everything. And they were basically the rune symbols that Agatha had in her basement, preventing any other witch that didn't cast those runes to use their magic. So in that scene, Wanda couldn't use her magic in Agatha's basement. In this scene, there were some big ass emblems, and Agatha could not use her magic at all after that. Wanda then takes all of her magic back and forms a new outfit, very reminiscent of her Scarlet Witch comic book outfit. A little darker, of course. You can't have anything that bright red like this in a Marvel movie. We see Agatha on the ground. She's powerless, and she says, "Just take me away." Like, no, you're gonna stay here. And you're gonna stay as the character that you chose, the nosy neighbor. And she basically puts her into a spell to play Agnes for eternity. But this was all before the end. The end where Wanda is tucking in Tommy and Billy, saying goodnight to them or saying goodbye to them. And she has one last moment with Hex Vision in the living room, basically saying something along the lines of, I'm paraphrasing here, "I know we said goodbye already, so we'll say hello again." And oh boy, did that strike me right in the heart. That was very touching. And like I said, the romance element was very strong, not just in this episode, but throughout the whole show. Yeah, it wasn't the true Vision, but like Wanda says in this episode, the Hex Vision was the piece of the Mind Stone that remains as a part of her. So in a sense, it really was Vision from the heart of Wanda. And it wasn't some fake phony bull crap. The White Vision is just the body of Vision, whereas Hex Vision was Wanda's love. They hit me. Wanda did the groan thing and just took the Hex down. She turned it offline, basically sucked it all back into her, and she was standing in that empty house lot that we saw in the last episode. Wanda talks to Monica and says, "Yeah, I saved them, but they're always gonna hate me." And Monica says, "Yeah, they're never gonna know what you sacrificed to bring them back." So Wanda puts on her new getup and flies off. That's the end of the episode. But wait, there's an end credits scene, not just one, but two. The first end credits scene shows Monica and Jimmy Woo reuniting after the fall of Westview. You know, it's all back to normal now, so they're scavenging the area looking for anything, I guess. Some lady comes up to Monica says, like, they're ready for you in the theater. So they go into this theater, walking down all the steps, all the way right in front of the screen, and that lady who was escorting Monica turns into a Skrull. It may be that same young Skrull that she was friends with in Captain Marvel, I'm not entirely sure. They say something about going up to space, up there. They want you up there, Monica. She smiles and it just cuts to black. So that was just a small little tease. I have a feeling we're going to see more of Monica in either Captain Marvel 2 or Secret Invasion. The second end credits scene comes about halfway through and we see Wanda in this cabin, like just in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know where she is, but it zooms in on her sitting on the porch steps. She goes inside to make some tea, but then it passes her. The camera passes her, goes into another room, and we see Wanda in her Scarlet Witch outfit in midair, just floating, reading a book. Reading the spell book that Agatha was talking about earlier on in the episode, the one that I guess she might have stole, maybe. The Darkhold, I believe is what it's called. Man, she's reading that. And then we get mysterious noises, mysterious voices. And it sounds like Tommy and Billy. And you see her eyes light up and it cuts to black. So I got a feeling that Wanda's involvement in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has to do with her realizing her kids are somewhere in a different universe maybe. And she has to go pluck them out or something. I don't know. Maybe Ralph Boner, it's probably still there. Who knows? I don't know. There's still a lot of questions. And I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's something we shouldn't hold the show against because they didn't answer all of the questions. We didn't see a Mephisto or a Nightmare or any big entity pulling the strings. No, it was quite in fact Wanda all along and Agatha. It was Agatha all along. But yeah, there wasn't anything crazy to happen. And I know Paul Bettany, he teased a big cameo. Everyone was saying Al Pacino. Even I said at one point it's going to be Sir Ian McKellen playing Magneto from the X-Men movies. That wasn't the case. It was none of that. He was probably just talking about himself as White Vision so he could get to act with himself. Oh, man. That was it, guys. That was the whole WandaVision run. What did you think of it? Let me know down below your honest opinions of the entire show. What was your favorite episode, your favorite character, and what are you most excited about coming out of WandaVision? There's just so many unanswered questions. Like, where the hell did White Vision go? He said, "I'm the Vision," and he flew off because he got all of his memories back. And now we see Ralph Boner. He got taken down by Monica Rambeau, but did he disappear with the Hex? Did Agatha disappear with the Hex? Because, Wanda absorbed it all, so that's very confusing to me. I just don't know. And there's so many questions. Doctor Strange 2 cannot get here any closer because I know there's going to be some crazy stuff going on there. Let me know down below. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and be sure to stick around, guys, because I'm doing reviews for all of Zack Snyder's films in the lead up to Zack Snyder's directed Justice League. It's coming to HBO Max on March 18th, so you might want to stick around because there's always more to come.